My name is Ken Macauley. I'm a director of Highlands and Islands Tourism Awards, and our objective is to promote excellence in tourism in the Highlands and to encourage people to believe in what they have as a product and make their business successful. I have two business ladies with me today, successful business ladies from the Highlands. It's Catherine Bunn from Highland Campervans and Helen Webster from Walk Highlands. Can I ask you first, why did you apply for the awards?
Well, part of it again is about the application process. It's really good. It's a kind of a chance to review and assess your business. So you're looking backwards at what you've achieved, and then you're also looking forwards and perhaps inspiring yourself to where you'd like to be and where you see yourself in the 5-year, 10-year period. So it's about reviewing.
I think so many people running their own business are incredibly busy. You never have the opportunity to stop and look back at your business thinking, what have we achieved, what can we achieve in the future? And so the application process itself was really useful just to do that. And then once you've done that, you found that you could in fact fill a number of the criteria and go on to put in a successful application. For us, I suppose one of the main benefits has got to be publicity. It's a great way of generating free publicity. Think of it as free advertising. So at all levels of the application process, when you first apply, you can go onto social media and tell people that way, and they might come back to you and say, yes, what we thought when you did this, it was fantastic. So it gives you some ideas for the filling in the application. If you're nominated, that's another chance to generate both local and national publicity. And then if you're a winner, that's just great and gives you a badge of credibility and quality to add to your marketing. So
it was actually quite a good exercise that you actually stop and look at your business, where maybe if you weren't entering, you wouldn't have thought of doing that.
No, and the badge as well, the badge of quality, even just if you get on the shortlist, it's really good. And the fact even, I suppose, if you're on social media, just to say that you're actually applying, that you think yourself, that you're worthy, that you have enough confidence in your own business and the services that you supply to people, the standards that you have, it's really good.
And it's a way of acknowledging your staff as well. So you're actually looking at what your staff have done over the year and picking out, well, that was a superb thing that we did there for the customers, and to actually bring that out and say to that staff member, I'm going to use that as an example. That's a great way to build teamwork and to say thank you as well.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you apply? How did you go about the exercise in applying? Because that tends to be something that maybe puts people off.
The preparation is probably the lead into everything else, and through that you can draw on all these other factors. But you really do need to give yourself a bit of time in advance to actually gather the evidence and the material for the application form. So what we did, and I think works really well, is that when the awards are launched, is to go online, have a look and read through the questions, see which ones you think you actually stand a chance of winning, or where you think you've got good examples to fill them in. Pick one definitely, and perhaps pick 2 or 3 more just to have in the background. And then what we did is just print it out, put it on the notice board, and then over the next couple of months just start filling in examples, and then you need to start finding evidence and things. But again, and once that's all together, when it actually comes to writing the assessment, it doesn't take as long as people think, because you've got everything in one place and it's all gathered together. So it's just a case of putting the facts and the figures into sentences and just getting it out there.
Yeah.
The forms themselves are fairly straightforward. I think, be realistic. Pick the category that you think plays on your strengths and, build evidence for that one category. Maybe go for a second category if you feel super confident. But the form itself's got about 10 questions. Each question is allocated a number of points, so you must put enough evidence and information in each of those categories. But it isn't rocket science. You're really trying to get across the passion that you've got for your own business, and as long as you can do that and back up every single claim that you put in with some sort of evidence, is that statistics from your sales figures, is it customer feedback that you can actually authenticate, is it things that people have written on TripAdvisor, is it things your staff have done and said, all that sort of thing. You must think of ways to provide evidence for everything. What you need to bear in mind throughout the whole process of filling in the application is the person who's reading it has probably never met you or your business, or you must assume that they've never heard of you. And although you live your life wrapped up in this business and work, you know, how many hours a day, you must assume the person doesn't know anything about you, and you're basically explaining to them on paper what you've done and why you deserve to be acknowledged for that.
And gathering the evidence and things, that actually does take a bit of time, but what we did is you get the staff involved, or if you're a one-man band, then maybe you've got some family or some friends who could help you one evening sit down and go through it. So certainly if you have got staff, to get them involved, you're getting their perspectives on it, and also you can perhaps dilly up the questions so each person can take one thing, and it gives them, when the award does go through, and hopefully is successful or not, but at least it gives everybody a feeling that they've inputted and they're part of the team that's put this thing together. And so if you do get shortlisted, it spreads out the kind of congratulations to everybody.
It obviously comes through as well that entering the awards, it's not just entering awards, you're actually improving your business in a way, because you're thinking all the things you've done or haven't done, that all comes out.
It's a great exercise, which you wouldn't normally do. So I think, you know, winning, you shouldn't look at winning as the only, you know, reason to enter. It's a really good process, and your business will benefit. You know, and if you're, because all the awards are really focusing on what are you doing for the customer, essentially. If you're then deciding, you know, for the next year I'm going to be able to tick these boxes and fill in a really great application, then you are in turn improving your business. So it's a real catalyst for improving things.
And when it actually comes to writing the actual filling in the format and getting it sorted, what I'd say is that he's really tried to allow at least a month before the actual deadline, just to get the bulk of the text written. And at that point then you need to go out and get other people's opinions on it. It's no good asking your mum, because she'll just say it's great because you're wonderful, but realistically ask any other, is there family or friends who would have a bit of a different opinion to you. Somebody who knows nothing about your business would be a really good person to put it through, because if they flag up questions or don't understand something, the judges aren't going to understand it. And again, you know, take that feedback on board and allow yourself a little bit of time to tweak it. If you are looking at this video the night before the deadline, then don't despair, because yes, you can still put something together to put it in, but if it doesn't get through to the shortlist, then perhaps you know, have a copy of your application and use it as a starting point for next year, so you have actually done some work.
I think you'll find it easier too with your staff once they're involved in it all, and it encourages them, because I think we've got best products up in the Highlands of Scotland, and if we can follow it up with the service, you know, that's what it's all about. That's lovely. And what are the benefits? What have you found are the benefits of not just entering the awards, but actually being successful in the awards?
It's just fantastic to get a pat on the back from you know, people. The Highlands and Islands Tourism Awards are run by local tourism businesses. They know their stuff, and for them to be able to say to you, you know, you deserve to be a winner, is fantastic. You know,
and hopefully as well you'll get some increased sales as well, because you'll get the media coverage and the coverage on the awards and general interest. And if you've got this badge that you can put on your website or on your marketing materials that says you're a winner or you were shortlisted for this category, then it's something that again just gives people confidence in your business, and gives confidence that actually you are somebody that they would want to deal with, and you are somebody that seems to be setting the standards, which is a really important thing in Highland businesses.
And I think in both of your businesses too, they're businesses that you know, hotels and various other establishments can use without competition to them, and I think it's a good showcase for yourselves on the evening as well. I saw your face when you were going up for the awards, and you know, it was as if you've won everything. But
it's a great networking opportunity, you know, and not just on the evening. People contact you afterwards, and it just opens doors. And some of the effects are unexpected. Yes, you will increase, you will get publicity, and you will hopefully get more sales, and you will be able to say to people, we're a credible business with a mark of quality. But also it opens doors to contacts that you wouldn't necessarily have made otherwise. So the benefits are really multiple.
And it's that contacts, you know, the point about contacts is quite important, especially if you're quite a new start business, or especially if it's just a one-man band that's just starting out. Just don't be put off. Don't think that you have to be a fantastic multi-million-pound turnover business to be able to apply, because that's not true at all. And in fact, a lot of the real smaller businesses, they're the ones on the ground that can actually, they've got an awful lot to give in the tourism industry, and they see an awful lot of the attention to detail, and they know the business, and they're learning the markets, and that's the ones that perhaps will have the most feedback from the awards and from doing the reviews and the assessment and benchmarking.
I think it's really important to have a good showcase for businesses, and that's one of the reasons in the Highlands, in the tourism and awards on the evening, we make sure that it's a fabulous night for everybody, because everybody's worked hard to achieve and to go through the year successfully, hopefully, and just a nice combination of everything being brought together, and Highland hospitality was the way it should be, I think. So you'll be entering again this year?
No.
Helen won 2 last year.
Well, we won 2, so we thought we'd give it a break.
Else,
I think we've
start another business.
We will we're going in for this year. Yes, it's our turn again. But I will be early. I will do it early and try not to leave it to the last minute.
At least a month.
I will be good. I will be a month.
Good.
To leave it to the last minute.
At least a month.
I will be good. I will be a month.
Good.
To start.